They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stopping.
You know, it's getting old shits for the birds. I mean, I don't even know if it has to do with getting old, but I'm going to just say it is. You know, I mean, taking a shower is becoming difficult. You know, like, you know, I'm late all the damn time. Everything just sucks. No one ever said it's going to be easy, but they certainly didn't say it was going to suck either. And I'm starting to understand why they call it the golden years. I'm just leave that to myself. But anyway, other than that, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just explaining that to you, Tiff.
I know.
This damn new microphone worked, and I can't even do it. Everything works great. I practice this stuff for hours, and I'm like, look at how well this works. Then it comes time to see you, and it's like, it's like another one of those things about being 50. Whoop, that doesn't work either, does it? Imagine that. When you're 50, shit stops working. Um, so yeah, where is the gateway childhood the child welfare gateway information people?
I don't know. I went on there today and it says sign up for email. So I checked my email after I signed up for it and I got nothing. So I don't know.
You did that. Could have been some sort of crazy terrorist group or something. You'd be careful when you sign up for stuff, Tiff. Especially with everything that's going on in this world right now.
Yeah, but I used to get them every day, Monday through Friday. I would get an update on everything.
Yeah, and you know what? Even though I think they were run by, I think that was a government thing, right? Like the government did that.
Yeah, it's ran by the Children's Bureau out of DC.
Yeah, but the thing is they were very, very, very fair in their reporting. Everything that they reported was very, very fair. You know what I mean? Like you could trust what they said. Like it was good. Like they didn't go one way or the other. It was hit or miss. It wasn't hit or miss. It wasn't stacked in one way and not the other. Like this, it was legit, good, solid information. Take it or leave it. And we need more of that stuff out here reporting this stuff because we're getting in this world. Look, the Bible says somewhere, I don't know where, but it's in there. But it says when we start questioning our news, is it in the Bible that said it? It's got to be. But when a society starts questioning the news, and then they're, like they don't believe it or their government and all of that stuff, that's when things are really bad. And you know what? I think that's where we're at right now. I mean, do you trust the news? Do you listen when you listen to the news? Do you like, oh yeah, this is legit stuff? Absolutely not. And it's getting pretty damn scary. And the last thing we freaking need to have is damn child protection crap that's not true or false or whatever. I mean, that's kind of up to us to be sure that we get it out there and get the right information out there. But on the same hand, everybody who's talking about this stuff should be telling the truth too. I mean, we know that they lie, but you know what? They should at least if they can do it. So can we need to stop the lying bullshit. That's all I'm getting at. And we need a place that is more reliable for our news for child welfare information. That's where I'm at with that whole thing. What do you guys think about out there?
Well, apparently, Christy says she's not getting any more emails either. So maybe they stopped the program maybe they stopped it when Trump went in. I don't know.
Yeah, but you said you still can get free stuff from there, right? You said that you could get mail and you got mail. You got you order stuff from there and everything.
Yeah, you can still order stuff. They're just not sending emails every day like they used to.
It's not like they have to pay postage, Which is kind of weird that they don't do it.
Yeah, and they've got new stuff on their website. I sent you stuff today.
I was happy when I saw oh man, I don't remember what the hell it's called, the show, but it was that I don't remember. Never mind, forget about it. Name of some damn show. But what about it's not the Family Forward Project. It's the guy there, the gentleman in Minnesota. Families Forward? The guy that saved his two kids. And he won, and then he started the organization and the foundation so that you could represent yourself in all those modules and everything.
Dave Weigel?
No, not Dave Weigel. He's a big dark-skinned man.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know. I don't get anything from him either.
Yeah, like he's disappeared too. I know that his organization is still there, but he's not. Oh my God, I can see him talking and saying his name. Um, like that's weird too that he's gone and missing. Um, and then I don't know. There's a couple more that I was reading about today of these organizations that have just all of a sudden they're starting to go missing. Allie Carter's missing. You know, she's nowhere to be found. Um, in her video today, she wanted to. Well, it was. It said on the thing it was Cat Williams was exposing the fact, like who took her or who was the last known assailants that were with her or whatever. And it ended up being some bull crap, thing that I clicked online, like, oh, I gotta see. And it was nothing like of the real, but they were talking about driving down the desert roads and this, that, and the other, and that's how they're doing it.
I saw a video with her
Mm-hmm.
stating that she was trafficked through Child Protective Services.
Mm-hmm.
She was a foster kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Child Protective Services trafficked her. And if you think CPS is out here protecting kids, she was here to tell you that they're lying to people.
Yeah.
And she disappeared. You're right. She's missing.
And that's what Allie Carter was saying in her last transmission, I guess today they call it. But that's what she was saying. She's like, where are the people? You know what? Where is, let me see if I can pull it up. Because there's really a heartfelt, she's been out, right? If she's, okay, so let's just say we'll give the benefit of the doubt like we have, that she is legit and her story is true. And, she's been trafficked by all these people that she says and all this stuff. So let's just go out on that. Let's not even try to challenge it. Let's just say that is the case, that we got 100%. All of our facts are good, which they are good anyway. But let's just say that because we haven't checked them out thoroughly, that we haven't, given our answer either.
If you go to your messenger, I sent you the thing with Cat Williams showing her, and the reason I sent it is because she said she was trafficked through CPS.
Right. Yeah, you sent it to me just a second ago, so I'm gonna look for it.
Well, I sent it to you today, so it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah. So what's the thing is what she was saying in this interview was, like where are the parents? Where are these people? Like we've made waves. Because there should be people out looking out for her. Because you go back to the old days of raising your kids and all that stuff. It wasn't meant a village is meant to raise a family. You need a village to raise a family because everybody had to kick in because you were tired. It meant that everybody was there to ensure that everybody was okay. It didn't mean that Ma and Joe had to watch, Tiffany because this is their obligation. It meant that, if Tiffany and Joe are down the street, Ma and them got their eyes on them. That's all it means. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. But like she was saying, where is this? People know that this girl is in trouble. Right, wrong, or different. They know that they're traveling through. Where are the people that they need to help them to, live? Really, that's all they're trying to do is just stay alive at this point, driving from gas station to gas station. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. And it's very disappointing that people are not taking this stuff. I can't emphasize enough. They're not taking it seriously. I feel like we're in Donald Trump's taillights right now. Watching them like, all right, man, thanks for the visit, bro. Next time we'll make cookies too. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Man, it just sucks. It really does. You work so hard, or you feel like you work so hard towards something. You feel like you're making progress. You feel like like all of these things are good and things are coming around, and then it's just one after another until the wheel falls off and you're like, hey, the wheel fell off and it's time I chill.
Well, it's only been in there 6 months. You still got 3.5 more years. It's not over.
Oh no! It's not over. It's definitely not over. I mean, we haven't even begun on the um, Air Force One and like what do they do with that with Air Force One? You know, like with these new presidents coming in and they're arguing about that stuff. Like, really, this is what we're going to argue about right now is the planes coming over from Russia. You know, because I guess not Russia, but where was the country that donated the $400,000 plane? They're fighting about this. Like, this is what we're fighting about when we have kids being trafficked throughout the United States. You know, right underneath our noses, and no one's paying attention. No one's just. It's just. What else can we do? You know, like what else can be freaking done? Because this is getting damn frustrating. You
No,
know,
we just got to keep fighting.
yeah, obviously, I mean, we'll keep just. I mean, there's got to be something that we're missing, right? Like, there's got to be something that's eye grabbing that we're missing. That like we either haven't shown to anybody that everybody hasn't seen. You know, like what is it? What is missing? You know what I mean? That we haven't seen yet.
Did you look into the Tucker Act? I want to know what cases they take because I think if we can use that, then we can sue the government. Period.
Mm-hmm. So that is that Tucker Act that comes out and clearly like gives them a shot across the bow of um, oh my god, letting them know what's going on. Is that like a warning shot of like what's to come, the Tucker Act,
Okay.
or is it like here it is, we're suing you, or like what exactly is it?
It says the Tucker Act of 1887 is a federal law that waives immunity for the United States government in specific lawsuits, allowing individuals to seek financial compensation. It has two parts: the Big Tucker Act and the Little Tucker Act. So it says today the United States Court of Federal Claims has exclusive jurisdiction over Tucker Act claims exceeding $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
For claims of $10,000 or less, the Little Tucker Act allows such claims to be heard by the federal district court. See U.S. or 28 USC. So yeah, there's a big one and a little one according to this.
Yep, big and little Tuckers. Oh,
It's 28 USC 1491.
25 USC 1491. 25 USC 1491.
And guess what it deals with? It also grants courts jurisdiction over actions by or against contractors arising under the Contract Disputes Act. Oh my, I'm gonna have to read this tomorrow because it's a lot.
You said 25 USC 1941, correct?
No, 28 USC 1491.
No, that's close.
Oh my.
Oh my. Now, do you know that there's a thing called the 1991? What the hell is this? Hold on a second. Claims against the United States generally. The United States Court of Federal Claims shall have jurisdiction to render judgment upon any claim against the United States founded either upon. Oh my. Founded the United States Court of Federal Claims shall have jurisdiction to render judgment on any claim against the United States founded either more the Constitution or less render judgment upon any claims the United States founded the Constitution or any act of Congress or any regulation of an executive department or upon any expressed or implied contract of the United States, or for liquidated or unliquidated damages in cases not sounding in tort.
I want to know how we can use this against the state.
Right. For those purposes, this paragraph, an express or an implied contract with the Army, Air Exchange Services, Navy Exchanges, Marine Corps Exchanges, Coast Guard Exchanges, or Exchange Councils of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration shall be considered an express or implied contract with the United States. All right. Yeah, I mean, we should be able to. I mean, that pretty much is just saying right there that it's right out in the open, you know. Like, here we go.
That's what I was thinking. Let's see what this one is.
Okay.
And then if you look up 28 USC 1346, it's the United States as a defendant.
Interview, nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not.
One of the biggest questions I get consistently, what is out on our most recent video is
Wow. What's wrong?
I had the video playing. It's not here. There we go.
So many. You know, this trial is still going on. I don't know if they tried to reach out to her, subpoena for her to come in and testify. I have no clue. But going to check this video out. Appreciate all the love and support with you guys coming over and watching. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Just so you can focus before I go, if something happens to us after we get off this live, in the meantime, I just want you to know I have dropped paperwork, documents, information on to everybody around the world And I'm telling all of you insurance holders that are watching this right now, if we are dead, there is no point for you to sit on that information. Do you hear me?
Yo.
No point.
Claims about Barack Obama and Joe Biden that the world. How did it get there? Take us through your story.
Well, you know, as young as I remember, through many elite places. I went from the Buckingham Palace to under the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, still under the custody of Child Protective Services, the child welfare system. And everybody is so worried about the elite, and we could give those names of Barack Obama, Joe Biden. We know about Michelle Obama, that's a man. We know about Too Short. We know about Akon and Steven Tyler, and we can give those names all day, and everybody is so worried about that. But what you should be worried about is the people that are in between, the people that go as low as your grave diggers, traffic to people within my schools.
Cat Williams just dropped something wild, something that got people doing double takes. According to him, Ali...
Boy. I'm gonna try to edit this video to where it'll make sense. Again, I told y'all there's certain trigger words that can't be said, but boy, she just said a lot. Under the Getty.
Carter didn't just vanish, she was taken. And listen, before we go any further, let's get this out the way. Everything you're about to hear is based on claims, allegations, and sources close to the situation. So don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
I'm just here to lay it out exactly how it's been said.
Right.
Now, one of Allie's last live streams told us everything we needed to know about how real things were getting and how scared she was. In it, she straight up named Diddy and his circle. According to her, this wasn't just about freak off. Nah, she said they were running deep exploitation rings involving vulnerable people transferred from poor countries, some given up by their own parents, and brought to the U.S. to be used in ways most people couldn't stomach hearing.
You knew these parties were not okay. They were...
Okay.
The most disturbing moments? Allie went live and told the world that some of these peep ones were forced into acts that we can't even talk about. She said horses, dogs, so y'all connect the dots. But she didn't stop there. She claimed she was there, witnessing this madness while working inside the industry. And the people who survived, they were never the same again, mentally or physically. She even said many didn't make it out alive. Right after all this came out, Allie disappeared. Not slowly, just gone. No live streams, no social media, no updates. Her family went public, begging for help. According to several sources, they never got any ransom demands either, which made things even more intense. If it was about money, someone would have asked, but nobody did. It looked like whoever took her didn't want anything back. They just wanted her gone.
When Allie was put in foster care, I was advocating for her, and I was reporting back, and I was writing reports and turning in reports to CPS based on the abuse she was telling me that she was experiencing while in foster care. At first, they embraced me and they were allowing me to have visitation with her. When I started making too many waves, they turned everything back on me. They filed a court order that said to Allie, and they were telling me I was not allowed to have contact with her because they were trying to silence things, and they were using that as a means to scare me. Shortly after that, Allie went missing from CPS care. She was AWOL for over a year. After that year was up, they placed her with me. They said I was a good home and a good fit for her, and they allowed her to be placed in my home. Those are two opposite things in a very short time, but they do that to a lot of parents. That's a tactic they use to silence people.
Thing is, Allie had already been warning people. She said it straight up before all this went left, that strange men had broken into her home. She made it clear these weren't random thieves. She believed they were sent operatives hired to track down and erase whatever evidence she might have had on the people she was naming.
Just so you can focus before I go, if something happens to us after we get off this live, in the meantime, I just want you to know I have dropped paperwork, documents, information off to everybody around the world. And I'm telling all of you insurance holders that are watching this right now, if we are dead.
But it's like, with everything going on, can you trust the people that you gave this information to do what you want them to do? It's always.
What's your thoughts, Tiff?
I believe her.
Yeah, I believe her too. I mean, we were talking to her a while back when this first came up. Go
I
ahead.
think she's dead. I think she's dead.
You think she's dead? I do too.
I think she's gone.
Mm. But where's her mom? You know, like I wonder where her mother is, or she must be gone too.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they got rid of anybody that knew.
I wonder if they were the pizza boxes that P. Diddy was talking about on the phone. You know, like get rid of the leftover pizzas and make sure you recycle the plastic, whatever he had said. But she's been gone for quite a while now. And like this, like believe it or not, or whatever, regardless, like the stories that she talks about coming through CPS, like when she was a kid and being trafficked and all of this stuff, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And this is the stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know what? They take our kids, they do what they do with them. That's trafficking. That's this. But this kind of stuff is just absolutely outrageous. And how come people, they're not coming out and they're just not outraged with this? To find out these politicians are involved in this, to find out that these actors are involved in this, to find out all of this, all of these people are involved in this. Like she's talked about P. Diddy. I guess she was a child actor or actress for a little period, or in a band or something like that. Allie was, and that's how she got close to P. Diddy. And like here's his trial going on, and no one hears a damn thing about it. But yet the whole focus of this whole thing was supposed to be, like at the beginning of this, is they were talking about all the kids that were being, trafficked through there, or done, whether they were the musicians or, like there was all kinds of speculations. And where is that information now? No one's talking about it.
I wish I was one of the people that she sent that paperwork to. Somebody's saying that she's not dead or missing. Well, I don't know where she's at, but I don't think she's alive.
Yeah, if you have information that shows us that she's around, then that would be cool. Let's play like another minute on this, because I want her to play this. I think this is when she gets shames on the parents.
Okay.
It's extremely tough to react to videos dealing with her, because she did not hold back. She does not hold back. She'll say everything the way she wants to say it and leave no details out. But it's like, I can hear it and try to explain to y'all in the best way I can for y'all to understand what she's saying. But it is very challenging to listen to this, not just from an editing standpoint, but just from like a human standpoint. Like, my goodness.
There's no point for you to sit on that.
Furniture flipped, electronics smashed, personal stuff torn up. Luckily, she wasn't home at the time. But the message, loud and clear. They knew where she lived, and they were getting closer.
You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything, because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the price of speaking out. This is the price of speaking out.
After that, she recorded one of the most emotional messages she ever posted. Her voice was shaking. She wasn't even talking about the break-in. She was venting about the silence, about the people who were supposed to support her but were too busy arguing online.
You get re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue it back and forth this week like that mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell.
And as for the people allegedly behind everything, Here's what she said.
Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my shit. So here you go. You can have it, right?
And you know what? She didn't seem like she was lying. Then came details that made people's stomachs turn. She started describing these underground auctions. So Allie wasn't just talking about secret tapes or baby oils. She had evidence on something that would have broken the entire industry from inside out. So when Allie went missing, those who were locked in already knew this wasn't a mystery. It was the next step in a horror show playing out in real time. That's when people like Cat Williams and Jaguar Wright stepped in. Jaguar, who had her own beef with the industry, wasn't about to stay quiet. She'd been through her own madness, from being hunted to getting locked up, but she survived. And when Allie vanished, Jaguar came forward with her own shocking reveal. She said the person behind Allie's disappearance wasn't Diddy. It was someone even deeper in the shadows. A true puppet master, someone organizing these takedowns of people who dared to talk.
People didn't want to believe it. That's why they attacked me when I took the air out of her story. Let's see, when Allie Carter came back and, also addressed it. Now that's just dead. They wanted to believe those phonies.
And Jaguar didn't stop there. She reminded people that both she and Cat Williams had been targeted too. She said Cat got hit with a home invasion, not just a break-in, but an attack where men came in while he slept. Luckily, the attempt failed, but the trauma, real enough that Cat started sleeping in a bulletproof Kevlar vest.
I've had home invasion robbers at my house. I've had 7 dudes in Cleveland come to the hotel room with their guns out and masks on.
You're kidding me.
No, so I'm like,
Cat never laid it all out himself, but folks close to him said he wasn't the same after that, and honestly, it tracks. Cat's always been the type to call things out, from shady contracts to strange behavior in Hollywood circles. Whether on stage or in interviews, he never bit his tongue. And in this case, his rep for telling the truth makes people stop and take these Allie Carter claims a little more seriously.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need another one. You here, get you another one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because here's the thing. The longer Allie stayed missing, the more believable she started to sound. And according to several people in the know, Cat and Jaguar are working together behind the scenes to find her. Allegedly, before Allie went missing, she had already sent some evidence and audio to people like Cat for safekeeping. And that's why Cat, Jaguar, and a handful of others ain't letting this go. Because if even half of what Allie Carter said was true, then the rabbit hole goes way deeper than most people are ready to admit. Even some users on the internet couldn't deny it. One said, Allie is the most believable I've heard. Another added, this is why people don't speak out. This woman was brave enough to speak on this Hollywood, should be shut down, and she should be protected. So what's your take on this jaw dropper? Sound off in the comments. We're diving.
So Facts Over Lies said contact him, and y'all will go from there. So you need to contact them.
All right, I'll get in touch with you, Facts Over Lies. Where he allowed Jones to foster 300 handicapped children. That's right, Jim Jones. That was the Jim Jones, the guy that did the Kool-Aid thing. Isn't that Jimmy Jones? Jim Jones?
I don't know.
Remember the ones that made everybody drink the Kool-Aid out there at their place, and they were all dead?
In Waco?
No, that's no. Jim Jones was I think that's who that is. They had like the well, it's kind of like Waco, but the same type deal. They had a compound and everything, and then they all believed in whatever, and they made the Kool-Aid, and they all had to drink from the Kool-Aid, and they all had, I think, it had arsenic in it or something like that, right?
Oh,
I think
wow.
that's what I'm talking about. And it killed all these people. See, yeah, American cult leader, preacher, and mass murderer who founded and led the people of the temple between. Yeah, Jonestown. Yeah, the Jonestown site. This 1970s mass murder and that stuff. I didn't know that he fostered 300 kids, though. I didn't know that one. That's pretty interesting. I guess it makes sense since he was a preacher.
And look at the pedophiles they give these kids to.
Mm-hmm.
But yet their parents don't have to be convicted of any crime and they can't ever come back home.
Yeah. Mm. It's crazy. But you know what? All of this, here we go. Where does it go? Comes through CPS. You can't become a foster kid without going through CPS. You can't go, you know what I mean? Again, I reiterate, the United Nations came out with their report and it said, and I quote, 87% of the kids that they rescue over out and about, doing the human trafficking thing and all of that stuff, 87% of the kids that they rescue have come through child protective services. 87%. But we don't
That's
hear
a high
numbers.
number.
Yeah, that's a huge number. That's a giant number. And what are those numbers really? I mean, how many kids are really out there being trafficked by CPS? We don't know. We just go by what they say. How many kids are actually missing that they don't even know about? They've got the perfect scenario. You know what? Once we lose our rights as parents and we're terminated, that's it. Those kids don't have anybody to care for them or track them any longer.
Nope.
You end up with a foster family that doesn't give two shits about you and you're getting a check. Those kids, I think they said it was an average of it takes 2 weeks for Child Protective Services to report a child missing if in fact they even find out that the child's missing. So, I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous, absurd. And how people aren't looking into this stuff, I have no idea. Makes no sense. What about the catalogs that we're talking about? What about these runway shows that they're doing with these kids? What about all of this stuff? How is nobody doing anything? We're doing something. We're trying to do things. You've got yourself in a great position to be an action person. Not that you already aren't, but you're in on these committees. You're making a difference. But how come there's so many other people out there that aren't, and they don't care to? When everybody's, do you remember when Sally Smothers used to do the African thing? She's sitting there, fat ass, eating a Twinkie, and you're sending somebody $1, because that could feed this kid for a year and all this shit. Well, you know what? Where is that support for the kids that are being taken by CPS? Where's the TV ads? Where is any of this stuff? Nowhere to be found. You can go out and find a freaking sloth to foster if you wanted. Some sort of sea creature, some sort of fostering thing. Pay $20 and you can be part of this sloth's life or whatever. But where's the kids that have been stolen from their families? Where's that? Where's paying for an investigation to find these kids and bring them home?
Well, here's the thing. They're not going to allow too much to come out, right? Because the only way to shut them down is to take all their money. Because without money, they can't do anything, right? So if we don't cut the head off the snake, we will never, ever shut CPS down.
Yeah.
So we have to find the head of the snake.
Right. And that's where it lies. Where is the head of that snake?
Well, here's the thing. There's so many heads on that snake that we're going to have to cut all of them down.
Right. There's not just one. There's many.
Right.
They're all in different areas. They're different. They're different. They wear different faces and masks. It's just like this. It's just like this movement here. I think they're a little more, but it's just like Allie Carter even said in her interview. Shame on you people for arguing about scraps and their stories and all of this stuff. We should be working together to get this stuff out there. So shame on you, all you people that are sitting there in squalor and trying to, this person's doing this and this person's not doing this. And there are fucking kids being raped, murdered, skinned alive, all of this nasty shit. And you're worried about what? A ranking on YouTube? You're worried about this stupid bullshit? Come on. Either get in this freaking game for real or get the hell out of it, because you're just taking up space and you're taking up valuable time that some of these kids don't even have. That's the reality of this. You know, like these kids are on borrowed fucking time, and these people are just sitting around here. I'm an advocate. You ain't shit. What you think was cause a kid's life because you ran your stupid fucking mouth because you think you're in high school. You know, that's the reality of this. You know,
That is the reality.
this
If
is a
we
serious
as advocates can't even come together to do this, right? Because remember, united we stand, divided we fall. And every time we think that we got a bunch of advocates that are going to work together, one person ruins it for everybody.
That's it. You know, the idea of when we developed this news channel and everything, and we're trying to build what we're trying to build here, we're trying to get a place for everybody to amass to, so that we could actually physically show numbers of groups and advocates and people together that are in this movement. That's what the whole idea was. Not for everybody to develop a fucking platform so that they can go off and do their own little look at me, I'm popular or famous on this or that. Not for everybody to go out and develop. You want to fucking develop a platform and do it yourself? Go fucking do it. Whatever. You're missing the whole point. You're missing the big picture because we have the big picture. We're trying to make the big picture here. And if you're too dumb to figure that out, then you don't belong here either. You know, we're trying to get a sizable thing together so that we can make a difference, so that we can have, look at this, we have 20,000 or 30,000 or 50,000 or a million, whatever, followers and people that have names and faces and things, and they do stuff with us. This is an active, movement of things. You know what? And I just see it, and he's like, we're going to go do our own type of thing, and we're going to do this and that. Well, go do it then. You just missed the whole goddamn purpose. You're stupid to be here anyway. You know, like that's just it. And it's asinine. You know, it's much, and this is bigger than you and I. This is bigger than everybody. This is when you got to put your own shit aside. Like and get your head out of your ass and realize that CPS is an evil, 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 evil system. They are stealing kids. They're stealing our kids. You know what? If you're lucky enough to still have a relationship with your kid and not lose them to the system, you know what? Consider yourself like, like these people that get the post adoption, visits, and they get to have, contact with their kids and that stuff. Awesome. Good for you. You know what? Take that as a fucking victory, because the majority of us don't get that, and we don't know where our kids are, and we don't know if our kids are one of these people that they're talking about that are being trafficked. We have no idea. You know what? But if there was a million of us together, you damn well know that this wouldn't be happening, or that we would know where everything is. But we can't even get fucking 10 people together to act as the same damn thing. They're going to talk about their popularity and what they're doing and this, that, and the other. It's fucking sick. It's just,
I don't want to be popular at this,
no,
because
it's the wrong game for
we
that.
we should not have to be having podcasts about CPS, right? I can't hear you.
No, we absolutely shouldn't. Absolutely not. We should not. Period.
But here's the thing. If listen, there are more people or families, because like you said before, it's a domino effect, right? One member of the family is affected, the whole family is affected. There are more families affected by CPS every day. We should not have any problems getting people to speak up.
Right.
But we do.
We can't even get someone to come on the goddamn shows.
They're scared.
But we can't beat this thing if no one is aware of this thing. It's like the evil, like the wicked step, or like I hate to say it, but like it's like the kid that actually is being abused at home. No one knows about it. Not even the mom and the kids that live there in that house. They don't know about it because it's so quiet. Like no one even believes it when it comes out. They're like, holy shit, I didn't believe that Joe would have done something like that. I couldn't even imagine this. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. And it's just like this. But yet there's a shit ton of us. There's a shit ton of us that have been robbed of our children or our grandchildren or our nephews and nieces or all of this stuff illegally by our government, unconstitutionally, stolen our children. That should be enough to let you make some fucking noise.
Well, not just that. What should really piss you off is that you're paying these motherfuckers to come and steal your kids.
Yeah, right. Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And we're paying the judges to side with them, and we're paying the lawyers to fuck us, and we're paying for it all. We're supporting them financially.
Right, isn't it fun? This is just, it's asinine. Facts over lies. You're right. Nancy Schaefer took bullets for the kids, and I believe she was murdered. Yes, absolutely, she was murdered. Here's the fucking problem. That was 15 years ago. She was having the same damn conversation 15 years ago. This movement hasn't gone anywhere. They should call it a stuckment.
Well, technically, Darren, I've been talking about this shit for 30 plus years, and everybody thought I was crazy.
Right. It wasn't until the last that I can gather from talking with the people and everything. It hasn't been but the last like 7 or 8 years that people actually started paying attention or mouthing off and starting this. Like you stood in like a no-go zone. Like when you first started this, you must have been like not a diamond in the rough, whatever the opposite of that is. Like people must have looked at you like you are a freak, like wow, it's because you were speaking out. Not only did people not speak out like that against our government and the people that were doing this, but then you were speaking out about something that was hush hush anyway.
Yeah,
no one knew about it. Like you kept this stuff quiet. Shh, don't talk about this stuff. We don't want. And all of this all along wasn't about to keep the privacy of your family. It was about keeping it shut your mouth so that they could steal your freaking kids.
I told you I was watching America, something on Prime, right? And I told you that one of the episodes was about the slaves and how the slaveholders would put these kids and these slaves up on the stage and bid them off, and it reminded me of CPS. So then I'm like, wow. So CPS is your slaveholder when they have your children, because the way to keep you silent, like she said, was to tell you, well, you can no longer see your child because we don't like the conversations you're having. We don't like it that you're bringing gifts to your children. Who the fuck are you? Okay, this is 2025. This is not 17, 18, or 1900s. Slavery is over. You all need to stand up. I'll give you a perfect example. She wasn't a CPS worker. Me and my grandson were in the grocery store today, and I had to call Darren because I was livid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys already know how my demeanor is. So I told him before we went in the store, if you don't ask for anything and you behave, I'll buy you a piece of candy. So he did exactly what he said he was going to do. So he goes and gets himself some candy. I go to the checkout. I have her scan it first, give it to him. Then I start unloading. Well, as I'm unloading, this other cashier was talking and saying, oh, you need to put that on the counter, or you need to do the paper. So immediately in my head, I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch talking to? So I turn around and she's talking to my grandson. I was so livid. And we were 6 inches away from each other. And I looked at her and I said, I control him. He's mine. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, ma'am. Yes, because you have no right to tell him anything. Just like CPS has no right to tell you how to live your life with your children. Period. And it doesn't matter what you say to them. If you don't stand up to a bully, they will run over top of you.
Continue to be bullied. And let's make no mistake about this. That woman wasn't sorry that she that they were with you. That woman was sorry that she got caught. That's what that woman was sorry for. She was sorry that she was
and I embarrassed her.
Their ass. Right. They were staring right at a beast that was getting ready to tear their ass off, and they're sitting there trying to fight for every little bit that they possibly could. Guys, this is a serious fucking thing. This is the real deal. People are dying. Kids are being murdered every day. Kids are being tortured. They're being raped. And they're all coming through CPS. Every one of them.
And if they do survive, they end up in prison anyway.
End up in prison or alcoholics, drug addicts, any of these things, because they're so destroyed. These poor fucking children. These poor children that did nothing wrong. From the beginning of this, they did nothing wrong ever once, but they're the ones that are getting hit. Man, you know what? I hate to do this, but we got to get out of here because from beauty to ashes, or ashes to beauty, is coming on here in 1 minute.
No, that's cool.
A lot of people probably should stay here and check that out, because if you're as heated as we are right now, then it's a good spot to be. Listen to this, Jody. Jody, thanks for checking in on the show. I've never seen your name up here, so cool. Thank you for coming in. But look at this. We have been to the state capitol and had a Zoom conference with Governor Kelly in Kansas. She could have given our children to us, and she really can't. She would be unalived on a dark country road. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But this just tells you, there's no game. We appreciate that you guys are here, that you support us, but we need more. We need more support. We need more people coming to speak out. We need more, guys. I know we can't only ask you to do what you can do and all of that. And it's a tough game to even talk to people about, especially the people that have never been involved in it, whether they don't want to look at you because they don't want to even accept the fact that this is real. I don't know what it is. I don't know, because I couldn't even tell you what it was for me. Like, that would have been so short to talk. But what I do know now is that this is real. It's very fucking real. And there's too many good kids in America that their lives are being ruined, and they haven't even had to start to ruin it themselves. Like that's what's going on. And we need to do something. We need to do something real fast, because this just isn't right. So happy Monday, everybody. I'm trying to play this damn song for us to get on our way, and from ashes to beauty, or beauty to ashes. I forget which way it goes. Oh, that's our regular song. Oh, hell with it. We'll end with it tonight. It's nice. So yeah, we'll be here same time, same place tomorrow. We'll be earlier. It's my fault today, as usual. So tomorrow night, we'll see you guys at 7:15, 7:30. Make sure that you guys stay here, because we got Ashes of Beauty, and then after that, we got the late night show. So stay on in and ride the wave, because it ain't stopping. Thanks, Jeff.
They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come, picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.